Greetings, everybody. It's Damon from Damon'sLists again, yet again, and now we officially hit the halfway point of the rebooking WrestleMania into 2 nights. So I'll have a little bonus for you, a little bonus video afterwards. So before before I even book WrestleMania 21, let's start with the Hall of Fame. I basically booked even the Hall of Fame class of WrestleMania 20, and it was basically mostly the same inductees. I think I had one, two more. In this case, I want everybody to be inducted similar to real life. Basically, two of WrestleMania 21 will be everybody that played an integral part of WrestleMania 1. So, Hulk Hogan will headline that Hall of Fame. You would have at the same time Roddy Piper. You would have Mr. T being inducted in that WrestleMania. You would have uh, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, Roddy Piper. So already four out of this. You have Cowboy Bob Orton. You would have Jimmy Hart. You would have Iron Sheik, Nikolai Volkov. And what else would I inducted that wasn't in the original one? Oh, I'm looking at this. What could I add? Well, I don't know. How about King Kong Bundy? It's still strange that he is not inducted in the Hall of Fame right now. Like it's very, very strange. And who else that wasn't inducted in a previous Hall of Fame that should be in the Hall of Fame right then and there? I'm looking at this. I said Iron Sheik, Nikolai Volkov. Okay. Uh, there's others that did. Wendy Richter will be later on. Cyndi Lauper will be later on. Uh, it'd be basically just about most of the card there will be basically uh either like Fink and Mean Gene will be later on. Bobby Heenan already did. Jesse Ventura already did. So basically, most of those a WrestleMania 1 card, most of it will already be in the Hall of Fame. So now, I love WrestleMania 21. It was 8 matches, but I felt like all of them, bar two, all of them rocked. Yep, even JBL versus Cena. Yep, I basically just a jumping Jeff Farmer. Even JBL versus Cena wasn't great, but wasn't bad either. It was just okay. And maybe it didn't doesn't hit as much in terms of the first ever world title reign of Cena because it's overshadowed by Batista defeating Triple H in the main event. So to remedy that, maybe doing 2 nights would have helped because after seeing one person finally attain the WWE title scene and actually win the WWE title, you have the other one finally breaking through and win his first ever world championship. It's like two in match placed one after the other. And the only 2 matches that sucked were very short. Trish Stratus against Christy Amy. Trish Stratus tried her best to elevate the match. But alas, Christy Amy was too green. She got much better on TNA. And it wasn't it wasn't a fault of either. Christy Amy wasn't ready for that. It should have been Lita or Victoria. But it didn't happen. Then you had Big Show Sasaki Bono in a sumo match. Again, I laugh like crazy when Big Show, for no reason apparently, does the choke slam symbol. Like somehow, some way means something to sumo match. But immediately after doing this, he tries locking up with Akibono, who just shoved him away, basically discarded him and to win the sumo match. Like Big Show contended for the WWE title, the pay-per-view before, and it looked like a complete joke now. But again, all in all, it's like if you look at basically the clock for those 2 matches, like it might have been 12 minutes of the whole broadcast together out of 3 hours and a half, 4 hours. So every other match was great. It's one of my favorite WrestleManias ever. I mean, Eddie versus Ray was great. The Money in the Bank match was great. Taker versus Orton was something. Even more something was Angle versus Shawn Michaels. JBL versus Cena again was okay, but I love the ending. And Batista for Triple H, people can crap all this. I'm not exactly a great fan of Triple H, but I really like that match. Maybe it's also because it led to Batista winning 3 times in a row against Triple H, which I hope Femi will do against Brock Lesnar. So, yeah. So to rebook it, there's some things I would have added. And I'm looking at the card and what would I've particularly done. Okay. I'm looking at a card and I see some things could have happened. And some people that weren't booking the card on the show. Booker T was not booking the show. Muhammad Hassan, who got a push at that time, was not booked at this. Eugene was not booked. I mean, Hurricane and Rosie, World Tag Champions were not on the card, as neither was the U.S. Champion. And to me, it's kind of unacceptable. The Cruiserweight Champion was not on the card. And I want to rectify this. So I would cross 2 nights. 2 nights. I would make sure to have a proper, basically 6, 7 matches a night card. So it might be 12 or 13 matches there. So count them if you want to. I really didn't. But night one, the Battle Royale that was a dark match would not be a dark match. However, in the team of WrestleMania 21, it'd be a 21-man Battle Royale to determine basically who could enter. From now on, the Battle Royals will mean something. Whoever wins that match gets to be added to a championship match, whether it's IC or US Championship of their choosing. Booker T wins, and he wants to challenge for the US title. So he will be added to the match that was supposed to be a singles match for the US title. It'll be added as a triple threat. I'm warning you right there in advance. That'd be the first match of the evening. Then you would have, in the second match, you would have basically, how many people there? Okay. Check this. You would have an 8-man Money in the Bank match. It was already good the way it was, but you could have added 2 more people in this. So it would be Chris Benoit against Edge, against Shelton Benjamin, against Chris Jericho, against Christian, against Matt Hardy, against Kane, and another person could be, I don't know, in this case, you could have added Snitsky. Yeah, you can laugh about Snitsky, but Kane and Snitsky were feuding with each other there. So, because Kane, even the match of Money in the Bank, did a cool entrance, but I felt like was basically overshadowed by the other participants. So you could basically have Kane and Snitsky like cancel each other out. It's still Edge winning at the end, the same way he did in real life. That'd be a second match. Third match of the night, Undertaker versus Randy Orton, stays exactly the same. So, fourth match, to precipitate the segment with Hulk Hogan, you have Eugene take on Muhammad Hassan. Muhammad Hassan wins. Afterwards, him and Davari tries to attack Eugene. Hogan does a save. And you have Hogan basically and Eugene basically do a pose down together. So you don't have a Hogan match, but you have a segment with Hogan. Fifth match of the night for the Cruiserweight title. We reuse some of them. Sometimes some people will be reused from Battle Royals. That's fine. The Cruiserweight title will be Chavo Guerrero defend against Spike Dudley versus Funaki versus Paul London. And this is where Paul London finally wins the Cruiserweight title. In the sixth match of the night, it'd be Trish Stratus indeed defending the women's title against either Lita, or if she's injured, you have Victoria, who has Lita and Christine in the corner, but doesn't change the fact that Trish Stratus keeps the title. In the main event of night one, JBL defends the title against John Cena. It's a back and forth match, longer than it was because I felt like it was a shorter match compared to others at WrestleMania 21. In this case, it'll be around 20 minutes. Cena wins. You win night one of WrestleMania 21 with John Cena winning the first ever WWE title. People were exhausted. If people were exhausted, you go move on to night two. Night two, the opener of night two will be basically, like in real life, WWE Tag Team Champion Rey Mysterio taking on his tag team title partner, Eddie Guerrero. Rey wins, like in real life. Second match, it'd be a gauntlet match for the World Tag Team titles. You have William Regal and Tajiri versus Hurricane Rosie versus La Resistance versus Maven and Simon Dean versus the Heartthrobs. And again, they did it a month later. I'll do it here. Hurricane Rosie winning again. So basically, I would have Hurricane and Rosie win the tag titles 2 WrestleMania in a row. They won't get to 3. That's Demolition. Demolition won 3 World Tag Team titles in a row at WrestleMania. I will not touch that record. Third match of the evening. I would have, for United States title, Orlando Jordan taking on the Big Show in Booker T. I would have Booker T win the US title right there. Big Show's losing streak at WrestleMania. Basically, I like the angle, basically, how they did it in WWE, but at the same time, the asterisk on that is Big Show actually won at WrestleMania. He just never won a singles match and was never expanded upon. I would have Big Show basically, uh, I would have Big Show basically take out Orlando Jordan with the world's strong, was a WMB and a choke slam, but then the cabinet, which is the Bashams, interfere and basically, since a triple threat match, they interfere. They yank Big Show out of the cover. So, and Booker T could hit the basically scissors kick just to be sure on Orlando Jordan, and wins for the 1-2-3 and wins the United States title. So Booker T would basically become a tweener there by the way I won. Now, in the fourth match, it's Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle. I leave it exactly the same way as it was in real life. Okay, so Angle wins by submission. In the penultimate match, I would have Eminem debut here to take on Bob Holly and Charlie Haas. Eminem wins. So to set themselves up as the number one contender for the tag team titles on SmackDown. And finally, in the world title main event, it's Triple H defending against the Royal Rumble winner of 2005, Batista. Batista wins in the same way as real life. This was easy because a lot of this were already done right the first time. So this is my rebooking WrestleMania 21. So let me know what you think, comments down below. See you guys later.